Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all hear me?
Hey, 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 we're doing good. How are you?
What's up? What's up, y'all? Listen, we're going to give everyone another minute to go ahead and get on. Make sure you go ahead and let me hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I think everybody is muted. If you're not muted, go ahead and mute yourselves out if you're not muted. Okay. All right, cool. What's up, y'all? Listen, I muted everybody out because we're getting ready to go ahead and get started. I am so excited about tonight. I am your co-host, Ashanti Odom, Regional Vice President, originally from Atlanta, now living in Houston, Texas. We have an awesome lineup. I know you guys are excited about tonight. Make sure that you have something to take copious notes with, whatever that is, because the nuggets that the trainers, the speakers are going to be releasing tonight is definitely going to help you get to the next level. And so our first person who will be speaking to us tonight, I'm excited about. Y'all know him as Coach Legend. He is a vice president with the company. He is a network marketer, career professional, and he has made a lot of money. As a matter of fact, he is now enrolling well over 100 clients a month. So you definitely want to make sure that you stay plugged in and tuned in to what he's about to say. Coach Legend, Vice President, are you on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. First off, I just want to give it right back to you. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for your servant leadership. You're just leading the way amazingly well. I mean, I'm just honored that I can even call you a friend and a business partner. So I know that you're going to crush it this year. Thank you so much for having me here. Awesome. First off, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the call. So my name is Coach Legend. So I'm just going to basically just share a little bit about me. I'm super excited about FES and what the opportunity has to present. And basically, this just made sense for me. So I just wanted to find a way to duplicate myself to see how we can get this to work for the team. And this amazing opportunity really changed my life. So I'm a big numbers guy, and I just look at what are people really struggling with. And one of my main concerns is to make sure that people are getting paid immediately. So I've been with the company now for 2 years, and I understand that this is a customer acquisition business, and it just makes sense that we are recruiting and acquiring customers and agents every single week. So I'm just going to touch on just some things that I found out to be very effective. Hopefully you can apply this information. The great music, but hopefully. Okay, I don't know who that was. Great choice of music, just not at the right time. So here is what I'm sharing with you all. So hopefully this just makes sense. Now, everybody is probably struggling to get 5. Why do you think that we are struggling to get 5? Why do you think that you don't have your services for free? So I'm just going to show you guys a method that's just been working for me And if you can get this to work for some of your team members, is how can you strive for 5 even faster? Of course, I have been leveraging social media, and that just happens to work for me. Now, social media probably won't work for everybody, but I think that if you can apply social media along with some offline marketing, then you can become a hybrid, and this can really, really help your business. So if you don't have 5 in your business right now, you have to get your 5. You have to get your services for free, because see, this is you as an agent. Once you have your services for free, you have your 5, your services are free, which is very good. But what about these other individuals? Do you know that if you are a field trainer and one of your agents don't have their 5 or not, or if this person here is not active, now you can go back down to an agent. Now you can go back in grace. But if everybody had their 5, you would never have to worry about structure. So ultimately, just to break this down, the goal for everybody, you want to make sure that you're doing 1,000, we're just going to say 1K volume a week. What does that mean? Well, you should really focus on 5 customers a week. Now I'm going to say 5 customers because 5 customers at 200 volume is 1,000 in volume. Imagine if you can figure out a way to get 1K in volume a week. You know, 1K in volume a week times 4 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, that's 4,000 in volume. Do you have 4,000 in volume right now? Do you have 4,000 volume in personal production? So if you can find a way, if I can show you a way to get 1K in volume a week, you can get that duplicated amongst your team. Let me show you what's going to happen. See here, you're always going to have the volume to requalify, and your people will always be active. Do you realize that here, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I just watched this here. So hopefully this makes sense. This is me. So I'm a vice president. As a vice president, it means I have 3 sales directors, right? I'm sorry, I have 4 sales directors and 3 field trainers. Do you realize that if one of my field trainers does not requalify, this can stop me altogether from requalifying as vice president? So when you see it this way, you see how crucial it is. Just this one person here not requalifying as a field trainer can hurt me from becoming and maintaining my position as a vice president. So the reason that I'm showing you guys this training is how can you get your 5. So we're going to dive into that, but I just wanted to start off with a visual because most people are visual learners. So if you can see it, then you can see why we have this sense of urgency. Now watch this here. Now that you got your 5, you want to make sure that you strive for 5 every single week. If you strive for 5 every single week, you will be in a position to always requalify. If everybody's services are free, it doesn't matter how frustrated you guys get, because you got to understand, this is a business. You will lose people and you will get frustrated. But if you are active and your team members are active, everybody's still getting paid. Residuals are still kicking in. So how am I acquiring my 5? So what's been working for me right now, I have been able to get my 5 through Instagram. So if you guys are not leveraging Instagram, you are really, really missing out. So how can you leverage Instagram? So allow me to share my screen here so I can show you guys exactly what I am doing that is working for me. So this is how I like to train. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. So let me, just for some of you guys that need social proof. So my goal every single day is to have 10 plus sales a day. So looking at today, I was able to get, I got 2 agents and I think like 8 customers. But again, some of you guys are visual people. So you can see, look at the time slot. You can tell that this is from today. But now let's look at yesterday. You can look at the time slot and see that I have huge numbers every single day. But how, now for some of you guys, they got to see it just so you know this is consistent. But enough with that. how am I getting this to work? So what's working for me is Instagram. Instagram, you really have to focus on this. This is pretty simple. You want to make sure you have a professional picture. You want to make sure that you are consistent. People will take you serious when you are consistent. Look at the very top half. I got over 8,000 people that's been to my page in the last 7 days. You got to have massive amount of traffic that's coming to your page. So if you look at my page, mimic my page, look at the type of content. See, within the first initial visit of someone coming to your page, they need to be able to identify what line of business you're in. What line of business is this person in? So let's investigate my page. See, on the far left, you can actually see, pictures of me and stuff like that. So that means that I'm a real person. You want to be relatable. You want people to be able to resonate with you. But if you look to the far right, you got 4 examples of testimonials. So immediately people can see, I guess this guy's in credit repair. They can immediately make that assessment because it is readily available and that is easy to see. So you want to make sure that you have a lot of content that is on your Instagram account, but you got to be consistent. So what do I mean by consistent? You got to post at least 3 times a day. If you can invest into your business to post at least 3 times a day, then you really don't have a business, because you got to treat this business like a business. Again, what if I told you that if you invest into yourself, invest into your business, that you leverage Instagram, that maybe you can find a way to get 5 customers a week. Guys, this is tax season, so these next 6 months will be your best month. The second batch of tax refunds were dropped today. So if you're not heavily marketing your business, exposing yourself, then you are missing out on a lot of people that could have been in your business. If you don't sign them up, I will. So you got to make sure that you are consistent. I don't know whose line is still muted, but if they can mute out themselves, let's be professional here, because some people actually really want this information. So you want to make sure that you are consistent. When I say, look at this here, guys. There is consistency. But also there is professionalism here on my page. So when people see this, they know that I mean business. So now it's very simple to learn how to do an Instagram shout out. So I'm not going to get into huge details, but one of the first things that you want to look at, again, this is what's working for me. Now I'm showing you what's working for me. Now we will also dive here onto Facebook as well, because Facebook works for me. My first year into FES was all Facebook. My second year is all Instagram. The point that I'm getting at is that social media works for me. Do you have a professional page? Look at my page. You see, it looks professional. You want people to see, to be able to have to reach out to you privately to ask you, hey man, I'm just intrigued by your content that you have on your page. What exactly do you do? So if you follow my page, you'll be able to see that I actually promote everything. Every time I post, it actually encompasses one of the 4 things. Either inspiration, motivation. I want to empower people, and inspire people. So you want to make sure that people can see, every single day that they can come to my page for positivity. They can come to my page for value. But also when other people are edifying you as well, it looks very professional. So now you have to ask yourself, what are you projecting on your social media? Because I really want you to understand one thing here. This is facts. Every time you post, you are either repelling or attracting people to your page. Every single time. You have to understand that. So the reason that some of you guys are not successful is maybe you probably started posting early on. Maybe you did. You probably started. But are you posting now? Like, you don't know who is secretly watching you. People want to see how long are you going to keep this up, this little credit repair thing that you're working on. See, when you stop and you quit prematurely, that's what people are looking for. Like, you never know who is going to reach out to you today. I just had someone enrolled today that seen the information back in August. What if I would have quit? Just think about that. This person already has their 5. Could you imagine enrolling a new agent that has their 5 immediately? These are the type of these are the type of things that we are hoping and wishing for. But what if I would have quit prematurely? So you got to see that social media works if you work. So you got to make sure that you are super consistent. You are super consistent with social media. Now, Miss Ashanti, so I wanted to bring you in for role play. Is there anything that you would like for me to touch on? Any questions that you think that maybe your team probably have that you would like for me to answer through the social media aspect?
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. How important is it to stay consistent, like with the post? Like, do you think it's okay just to post once a day, twice a week? Like, how consistent should they be with being in front of their audience?
Now, I recommend, now it depends. Now, I would say if you can post 3 times, that's great. Minimum 1 a day. Here's why. As soon as you wake up, you want to post something positive. So let me give you this example here. You see here, look at this post right here, okay? So I made this post, I have too many flaws to be perfect, but I have too many blessings to be ungrateful. You want people to be able to relate to that. So if you have never done, social media marketing this way, so what this is called, this is attraction marketing. So if you never had, let's say you never had 100+ likes, or you never had this many likes, what if I was brand new and and this was your page with your engagement, what I would do, I would actually click on see, well, who exactly liked this photo. So I would go through here and message every single person privately. I would say, hey, Casual, thank you so much for liking my post. Basically, how are you? What are you focused on these days? This is what works for me. I didn't close thousands of people that way because some of us here have so many friends on Facebook. Let me show you what I mean. My total friends, I got 4,953 friends. If you had this amount of friends, are you just adding these friends or are you building a rapport with them? See, I build a rapport with my friends that's on Facebook. Now, if you added me and you're in FES, I'm in FES, I'm probably not going to reach out to you to build a rapport. I'm just being transparent. But everybody else, I reach out. I always lead the conversation. I always initiate the conversation. So if I was to add Miss Ashanti today, as soon as I add her, I'm sending her a message. Hey, thank you so much for accepting my friend request. How are you? What are you focused on these days? And those 3 lines have worked for me like crazy because she might be a real estate agent that's probably moving from Atlanta to Dallas or to Houston. But now I can ask, once I ask what she's focused on, she's going to tell me. Maybe she's focused on making extra money. Maybe she's looking for another source of income. Maybe she's looking for credit repair. Maybe she's looking to buy a house. But my goal is to be a problem solver. Whatever issue she has, I want to see how can I solve it. Sometimes your current opportunity may not be the vehicle that she needs, but maybe I can refer her to Barry. But guess what? Now by me referring her to Barry, I just initiated the process. Hey, Barry, I just gave you a referral because anything that I seek from someone, I do it first. So if I want someone to like and engage on my page, I like and engage on their page. So on the other hand, if I would like a referral from someone, I'm going to give Barry a referral before he gets me one. Because see, some of us are struggling because we're saying that nobody wants to support our business. Nobody is supporting us. Ask yourself this question. When was the last time you supported someone? See, we are out here and not supporting anybody. Yet, you expect that once you start your credit business or whatever business you start, that the world is supposed to stop and just serve you. It doesn't happen that way. See, I like to serve people. The reason I do so well is because I network and I tap root. So my goal is if I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, I want all 5,000 of them to know that I'm in the credit repair industry. They do not need to sign up with me, but they can refer someone to me. See, if Ashanti knows I do credit repair, she probably doesn't need me right now. The way credit repair, her credit can drop 3 months from now, but at least I had piqued her interest. You know what? Now my friend, even though I probably just added her today, or maybe she just added me today, now my friend Coach Legend does credit repair because she can remember that. How are you being remembered? Are you posting negativity? Are you sharing these negative news? Are you sharing these ghetto fights? Like, what are you doing? What value are you bringing to other people? How are you serving the masses? Like, you will never find any negativity on my page whatsoever. It doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having. So you got to be able to have that kind of posture, but you also got to be disciplined. See, this business, I treat it like a business. Like, I work my leads like I'm 2-3 months behind on rent. You know, I'm trying to close everybody and their mama. See, this is a business to me. Some of you guys are too casual. You're afraid to ask for the sale. Everybody, I'm sorry. Are you using a debit or credit card to start today? I'm assuming the sale. I'm assuming everybody's signing up today. See, some of you guys are afraid to ask for the sale. And if I get that lead, I'm closing them. See, sometimes some people might find it disrespectful when you don't ask for the sale. So again, what has been working for me is reaching out to anybody that engages on my posts. I would reach out to them, and this is how I start up my list. See, you got 5,000 people. See, here in the search box, I can actually just type in realtors. Watch this here. See, this is how I like to train so people can see. See, I can type in realtors, but I can see, you see these people that are realtors? So if you just created a Facebook page, you can add all of these realtors. So the way I get people, if you look on my Facebook page, I don't post much about FES. You probably won't even see FES, but I'm branding myself because you got to understand people are buying into you. But in my stories, you're going to see so many testimonials, but that's how I get people. You got to be leveraging the stories. So you got to also understand the Facebook algorithm. The more people you get to engage on your page, those same people will always see your stories. So your stories will be positioned in front of them first. So you want to make sure you do that. But look how I can just add all realtors. Could you imagine if your page was all realtors? Guess what? Realtors, they need credit-worthy clients. So if you're posting testimonials, sooner or later, you're going to pique their interest. Because you're consistent, most people make a decision by the 5th or 6th exposure. So when you're consistently, branding you, edifying others, promoting positivity, and sharing testimonials. See, it's a combination. My page, you see pictures of myself. It's not all of my posts are pictures of myself, but you got to have a combination. But my whole page is not being spam of me just promoting just FES testimonials. You got to have a balance. Your page got to be attractive. I have people that comes to my page every single morning to get their dose of positivity. Now, because that's just what it is. See, some people are seeking somebody else for a Bible verse every single morning. You got to be that person for the masses. You also got to be omnipresent. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Now, you don't have to be a master in all of them, but you got to master one. So me, I dominate Facebook. I really do. I mean, I get crazy sales. I mean, I get so many opportunities just from branding myself. I've been in so many talk shows. I've been invited to speak around the world all through Facebook. I got top network marketers that seek me to join their companies for crazy deals because of me branding myself. It all starts with branding you. Now that I'm about to take over Instagram, this is a whole different level. See, the reason that Instagram, in my opinion, is way better, see, on Facebook, you would have to scroll down forever to find a testimonial, but you notice how you can easily access my page and see testimonials? So if I'm a prospect, right, if this is my first time on this page, I'm a prospect, all I got to do is look at the far right side. Oh, my God, okay, I'm not the first guinea pig. Okay, oh, my God, all of these testimonials, oh my God, this is crazy. This is too much. But also, they're seeing me. They're seeing pictures of me. I'm not a scam. People with 1 or 2 photos, oh yeah, you're a fraud. You're a scam. You are, because if you believe in yourself, if you if you have a business and you're branding yourself, if you're branding you, why don't I see pictures of you? Why don't I see why don't I see pictures of you? If you stand behind your services, why don't I see your testimonials? Why don't I also hear it from others? That's why I have a combination of video testimonials. But look guys, we can scroll for days and it's the same. It's the same. So I'm not teaching you something that I'm not doing myself. Look at the consistency. People take you serious when you are consistent. Look at the consistency. So me doing this, if you can make $1, you can make $100. If you can make $100, you can make 1,000. If you can make 1,000, you can make $1 million. So what I'm getting with this, if you can get one customer, you can get 5 customers, you can get 10, you can get 1,000, you can get 1 million. How did you get that first customer? Scale it up. Are you professional? Does your page exude professionalism? Are you attractive? Because you can only attract who you are. Don't think that you're going to enroll a top superstar. Everybody wants that lottery. That's a lottery ticket. Everybody wants a superstar. If I was to join your organization today, if Mr. Shanti was to join yours today, if Mr. Barry Ward were to join yours today, Lord forbid if Mr. Alfred Nixon joined your organization today, would you be ready for him? Do you know your 1 to 10? Or would you be stuttering? If I sign up today, you better believe I have 20 people at least I'm going to present to you. Can you get on a Zoom call? Do you know the presentation? Do you know your services? How can you close them? How can you expect to have a superstar if you don't even know your information? See, me, I want to work with the best. I want to enroll today and I can say, here are my people. I got 40 people. I got 100 people on this Zoom call. I got 207 people on confirmed on this Zoom call. Ashanti, please go get them. My job was to present them to you. I edify you. Your job is to educate them and close them. So if you can't do that right now, then you will be struggling. You got to position yourself. Again, you can only attract what you are. So if you want excellent, you got to be excellent. So I hope that I was able to bring some value to you guys, but you just got to be consistent. You got to start making videos. If you check my I don't know who got muted. If you check me out on YouTube, you will see that as an agent, I was making 1 to 10 videos, the full PowerPoint video as an agent. So there's, you don't have to be a higher rank to feel like that you're a leader. As an agent, I was making videos because I know it's all about value. We need 1 to 10 videos. So I broadcast myself. That's why I get so many sales. Again, I am omnipresent. I am omnipresent. I am everywhere at the same time. So just one final task. Hopefully this works here. So just to show you guys what I mean by omnipresent, let me show you guys something. Are you on Google? Hopefully I can find myself. So hopefully this is working and I will end with this. Are you on Google? You see here, if someone Googles best credit repair in St. Louis, look who pops up. Are you omnipresent? Again, are you on Google? Are you on YouTube? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Snapchat? You got to be on all these different platforms. You don't have to understand all of them, but you got to see, you got different audiences in all of these. So my friends that's on Facebook heavily are not heavily on Instagram. So you got to notice that. So you got to make sure that you are omnipresent, which means you are everywhere at the same time. Again, that's my time. Mr. Shanti, thank you so much for hosting me. I hope I was able to provide value. It is an honor. It is an honor and significant privilege to even have the ability to present the next speaker. And I'm just blessed that I can call him a friend, yet my brother. He is, my role model. I'm stalking him like crazy. There is not a day where I'm not on his page because they say copy the right cat. So I'm just mirroring him. We sometimes dress alike. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm coming. So he is a senior regional vice president, which means that his business is doing well over 2.5 million in sales. again, this is where I aspire to be. I'm just so blessed that he stayed consistent. He said yes to the opportunity. Because of him, so many success stories have been created. I'm just inspired just the fact that I even know him and have direct access to him. That is just a blessing for me. I don't take it for granted. So without any further ado, Mr. Alfred Nixon, have you made it on the line?
Absolutely. Hanzo, could you hear me okay?
Loud and clear, sir. I need that shirt. I can hear you.
Man, I hope y'all taking notes. I mean, that was a phenomenal training. I'm over here taking notes myself, and even the edification piece. See, guys, if you understand how network marketing works, if you understand how to do these two things, I tell people this all the time. If you understand how to invite and edify, you would get rich beyond your wildest dreams. But definitely want to give it back to my friend, my business partner. I mean, we have a group chat with some of my top male leaders and female leaders called 50 Millionaires by 2020. And we all motivating each other. And this gentleman that you just heard from not only showed you how to do that, but he's actually doing it. He's enrolling over 100 plus customers every single month. So I appreciate you, brother. Proud of you, man. And I'm excited for everything that you accomplish and what you're going to accomplish this year moving forward. So I'm excited. We got about 208 people on the call tonight. And I'm excited for you, man. I had a conversation with Ms. Ashanti Odom, and she said, Alfred, could you jump on my webinar? I want you to go over some stuff to help some people out. And for those of you who don't know me, I actually been in this business for the last 3 years. I got started 3 years ago. I was at a low point in my life. I was staying with my parents. I was working for the city of Miami sanitation department, right? Could you believe it? 3 years ago, I was picking up trash on the beach. I put a status up on Instagram today and told people your life can change in a year. Within a year of being in this business, we became six-figure earners. My second year, we was able to go out there and not only become six-figure earners ourselves, we've been able to help over 15 people become six-figure earners. And now today, we've been able to make multiple seven figures with the company. We got about 35 six-figure earners in our organization, and we're just getting started. So I'm excited for everybody tonight. I hope you guys have a pen and a piece of paper. Tonight, I'm going to talk about building a dynasty. Right? How many people on the call tonight got started with FES? You say, I want to build a dynasty. I see what Miss Nicola Smith-Jackson doing. I see what Ashanti doing, Hanzo. I see what Ashton's doing, Bruce Rock. I want to build a dynasty. How are these people building such massive organization? I'm going to teach you how to do that tonight, how to find and identify the right people to take your business to the next level. What is required for long-term success? See, when I take a look at any business opportunity, when I got involved with FES, I was saying, what is required? Like, what is it about this company? Is it a breakthrough product? Right? Do I got to get in the right company that has the right product? Right? That's not required for long-term success. That's important. We got something that everybody needs. Everybody needs credit, right? But that's not required for long-term success to have a breakthrough product. Is it a lucrative compensation plan? Obviously, that's important. We all want to make money, but that's not required for long-term success. Is it recognition? Everybody want to be recognized. We got people on the call who's doing some phenomenal things, but that's not required for long-term success. See, this is what you need to be successful and have long-term success in this industry, in the industry of network marketing in FES. If you're watching this webinar, you need to step your game up. You need to become an influencer. You heard Hanzo say what he posts on social media. He became a public figure. Look at his Instagram. I remember when he first got started building it out. Now this guy's over 100,000 plus followers on his Instagram. He became a public figure. He became a celebrity to his audience, right? When you're building out something in FES and network marketing, you need to become a public figure to your audience. You have to become an influencer and develop other influencers. So what is an influencer? Write this down. You got to have these characteristics if you want to be an influencer. And if you're not one right now, that's okay. I wasn't an influencer 3 years ago. It took me some time to develop this skill set. Number one, you got to be independent. See, one thing I understood that I was going to leverage my upline leadership, but I wasn't going to depend on this, right? I wasn't going depend on my upline leadership because I understood that they was busy. I knew if it was up to me, I had to go out there and make it happen. Like Hanzo said, are you ready for a big time leader to join your organization? Could you do the presentation? Could you do a 1 through 10? You got to be independent, right? Number 2, you got to be a problem solver. When you bringing in people, we dealing with problems. We got to be able to go out there and be a solution to these people problems every single day. I don't allow a person to tell me no if they're trying to become a customer or an agent. I peel that layer. I figure out how we can get them started. You got to become a solution to people's problems. You got to become a problem solver. Number 3, you got to be consistent, right? When you put popcorn in the oven, in the microwave, you can't put it in there for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and expect for it to manifest. It has to be consistently 2 minutes or however long it takes. You can't start building this business and then stop when things aren't going your way or you're not moving as fast or you're not making the money you want. You got to stay consistent. See, I'm a farmer, right? I plant seeds, right? I planted so many seeds, and now it's tax season. We enrolling a ton of people. You got to plant seeds to reap a harvest. You got to stay consistent. Next thing is you got to create action, right? What is your activity level? How many people you exposed in this business to? We got a gentleman in our organization. I think he's on a webinar tonight. He went out there and created a massive list. He had 150 people confirmed for his webinar. 68 people showed up. 21 signed up. He hit sales director his first week. You got to take action in this business, and you got to have a big vision. Why did you get started? What you want out of this opportunity? How many people you want in your organization 6 months from now? How many people are going to be in your marketplace and in your local opportunity meeting 6 months from now, a year from now? You got to have big vision. This is the characteristics of an influencer. You want to become a 6-figure earner? If you want to call tonight and say, you know what, Alfred, I got started with this business. I want to earn 10 grand a month. I want to earn whatever it is you want to earn. If you want to become a 6-figure earner, write this down. You got to have at least 10 influencers in your organization, right? You can't recruit an influencer if you're not one yourself. You got to read books. You attract who you are, right? You want to become a 6-figure earner, develop 10 influencers in your organization. You don't need everybody in your group to go to the next level. You don't need everybody to make 6 figures. You need to find 10 solid people, 10 influencers to become a 6-figure earner. If you want to become a 7-figure earner, you got to go out there and you got to develop 25 influencers in your organization. As I said earlier, we got over 30 people in our organization that made 6 figures. Going out there, finding and identifying the right people and developing these people. Everybody that joins your group, they may not come in your group as an influencer. But if you develop these people, they can turn into influencers just like I did. See, this is the difference. When I first got started in this industry, I wasn't an influencer. This is me as an agent, right? No influence, right? Couldn't really get that many people to join, but I stayed consistent over time, followed the system, had my activity up, right? Had my book of no's, followed up with people. If they told me no, I knew no doesn't mean no forever. It probably just means no for right now. I put a 60-day rule, and I follow up with this person in 60 days to see how things got different. See if they're still looking for an opportunity, updating them with my success, updating them with the company updates, right? This is me as an agent, right? And this is me as an influencer. It's a difference. If you want to get to the next level, you got to become an influencer. You got to get yourself out there on social media. You got to leverage that platform. See, guys, it's 2 different things that I like to share with people. Building a position versus building production, right? It's 2 different things. They hit a title versus hitting production. See, I don't want to just hit a title just to hit a title and not getting paid at that title. See, I had a guy in my organization who earned the commission a day that what most vice presidents make because just at the sales director position because of his production, his activity level, right? Your pen does not equal production. If you hit sales director, I see this happen all the time. The person is sales director, they feel like they arrived, they take their foot off the gas pedal. See, in FES, you get paid for production, not for a title. You got to go out there and produce. You got to get agents, customers, and get people trained. That's what we get paid in FES to do. These 3 things: get customers, get agents, and get your people trained. If you're not doing these 3 things, you're not doing FES, right? I remember we had a young lady in our organization. She used to always be in her back office. I say, listen, you don't have nobody there right now. You don't need to be in your back office. Let's get in front of some people. If you're not doing these 3 things, getting customers, getting agents, and getting people trained, you're not doing FES. That's what we get paid in FES to do. The 3 Ps. Write this down: production, promotion, payouts. Production if you go out there, if you help your group, you go out there, you put in customers, you put in agents, that's going to lead to your production, right? Your production is going to lead to your promotion, and your promotion is going to lead to people getting paid out. The 3 Ps: production, promotion, payouts. If you take care of your production, everything will take care of itself. You will hit titles by default. Focus on the 3 Ps: production, promotion, payouts. And see, one thing that Hanzo said that stood out to me is following the right cat, right? When I got started with this industry, you know, Mr. Ashton Henry, he had the story, so I leveraged him. A lot of you on the call tonight, maybe your business ain't moving the way that you want, or you may have not been enrolling the amount of people you want to enroll because you're probably talking too much. See, when I got started, when you seen this picture of me right here, it was never about me because I didn't have the influence. I didn't have the success. Nobody would listen to me, right? So what I did was I made it about the expert. I made it about the mentor. I edified the heck out of Mr. Ashton Henry. Ashton got me rich because I got people in front of him. If you learn how to get yourself out of the way, I always connected them to the expert. It was never about me. It was, you got to meet this expert. You got to meet my mentor. It was never about me. Always make it about the upline leader. Always make it about the person that's doing the presentation. Let them go to work for you, close, and you get paid. If you do that consistently, that'll build you a story. That'll start creating credibility that you can use to start closing people on your own as you get to the next level in this company. Now, with your GPS, when I'm out here in California, I don't know the way too well. So guess what I do? I put the address in my GPS and I get there on time. But if I don't know what I'm doing or I don't know how to get to these places, I'm going to be going in circles. A lot of people on this call are going in circles because you don't know how to get to the destination because you're not following your mentor. You're not doing what these people need to do. It's the reason why Ashanti Odom is a regional vice president. It's the reason why Hanzo is a vice president enrolling 100 plus customers a month. You got to follow what these people are doing. They're already getting results. That's all I did. I just followed Ashton. When I got started, Ashton had 1,600 followers on Instagram, right? 4 days later, he had 4,000 followers. Guess what I did? I called him. I said, how the heck did you go from 1,600 to 4,000 followers in 3 days? This ain't making sense to me. I only got 700. How did you do that? He said, Alfred, here's what I'm doing, right? I'm leveraging social media. I'm reaching out to people who got large followings on social media to do me a shout out. When they shout me out, that traffic come to my page and people start following me and they see what I offer. That's kind of how I got all of those followers. So guess what I started doing? I started figuring out my little budget. I didn't have very much money in the beginning, but I found pages that was affordable. This is a business. You got to put together a budget for yourself to market. You got to get yourself out there. The only difference between me, Hanzo, these top leaders that's making all of this money and getting all these sales, we're getting seen a lot more than most people. Eyeballs are on our page. They've seen that we offer credit repair. You got to get yourself out there. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars a week. Figure out a budget that you can go out there and advertise. Think about the multi-million, billion-dollar companies. We all heard of Verizon, right? We all know about that billion-dollar company. Guess what? They still advertise. They still need to be seen. They still doing commercials. They still sending out junk mail. They have to be relevant. You need to be seen. You can have the best opportunity, the best product on the planet, but if you're not getting seen, you're not getting leads, you're not in business. And when nothing ain't closing, you're out of business. You got to be able to get yourself out there to see everything, and people need to see what you're offering. Now, if you're on the call, identify at what title you're currently at right now. If you're a field trainer and you're not making $1,000 a month, we need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate what we're doing because we're not doing FES. Field trainers should be making at least $1,000 a month at that title. At field trainer, you make $160 per agent you enroll that get qualified and $100 a customer. There's no reason why you shouldn't be making $1,000 a month at field trainer. Senior field trainer. You're a senior field trainer on the call tonight and you're not making $2,000 a month. That's a big problem because that's $240 a rep. $100 a customer. We got to go out there and focus on the 3 Ps: production, promotion, and payouts. You should be making at least $2,000 as a senior field trainer. If you're a sales director, right? We got some sales directors in our organization that's doing $3,000 a week. If you're not making that a month, you're not doing FES. We're not doing what we need to do to go out there and get paid. You should be making at least $3,000 a month. Regional sales director. There's no reason why you shouldn't be making $4,000 a month. That's $1,000 a week. You're making $430 per agent you enroll that you get qualified. There's no reason why you shouldn't be making $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month. Executive sales director. There's no reason why you should be making $6,000 a month. Executive, you're making $475 per person that comes in your organization personally, plus all the overrides. You should be making at least $6,000 a month. If these numbers ain't adding up, vice presidents and above, 10, 15 grand a month plus. If you're not making that type of income, you're not doing FES. We got to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate what we're doing. What's our activity level? How can we relaunch our business? How can we find some new people? How can we identify and create more influencers in our organization? These are bare minimum numbers you should be doing at these titles. Now, what I think a lot of people are missing and why your team ain't duplicating, because when you get a new agent in, if it's not looking like this, there's a problem. When a person started your organization, within 24 to 48 hours, that person needs to be launched. They hit that system, they enroll, you get that notification. You should have a stopwatch. I got to get in front of this person and get this person launched in 24 to 48 hours. If your new agent, ain't getting launched in 24 to 48 hours, you lost that person. Every day that goes by, you're losing that person. So when a person get in, you're supposed to launch that person. They should get at least 2 customers, and you got to get them to a big event. If you have a weekly event in your marketplace, we got to get them in the environment. They need to see the success stories because that's going to create belief. Events are so important. I built my organization off events because events build belief. It creates confidence. Confidence makes you take action, and that makes you go out there eventually to get results. Take a screenshot at this picture right here. This is how it should look when an agent joins your organization. Launch, 2 customers, event. Launch, 2 customers, event. It has to be like that 24 to 48 hours. If a person ain't getting launched, you're going to lose that person. You got to eliminate the excuses, right? We got people that joined this company that put their last money in. Anthony Jackson had less than $2 left in his bank account, right? Hanzo came to convention, right? He had some stuff that happened in his family, right? Unfortunately, some people passed away in his family, but guess what? He didn't make no excuse. He was right there at convention. We all going through something. No matter what you may see on social media, everybody is going through something. You got to go out there and figure out what you want to do. You can't make no excuses in this business. My mentor told me, say, Alfred, if you don't figure out how to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. So all the times that I came across and my business was slow and people wasn't enrolling, I said to myself, if I quit this, what I'm going to go back to a job, right? You got to figure out what's hard. See, being broke is hard and being successful is hard. You got to figure out what's hard is worth going out there for you. Now, again, the fundamentals in this business, as Hanzo talked about earlier, number one, you got to learn how to present effectively. When I got started in this business, my mentor asked me, he said, Alfred, the people in the front of the room make the most money. Guess what I did? I got in the front of the room. I started recording them doing the presentation, right? When I went home, I put my phone under my pillow. I listened to them while they doing the presentation, got up and I started doing it myself. You got to learn how to effectively present. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I've seen people mess this presentation up. I've seen people say it's 288 to get started. You know, if you bring this person in, you bring that person in, you don't have to be perfect. You just got to go out there and do it, right? Number 2, you got to learn how to launch a person. When people come in your organization, we don't join businesses, we launch them. That's why Gerardo Ibarra came in, 21 business partners his first week. He launched his business. 150 people confirmed. 68 people showed up on his webinar. He hit sales director his first week. He launched his business. You got to learn that art, that skill to launch people. Third thing, you got to learn how to close both agents and customers. If you're not closing business, you're out of business. Right? We assume to close. When you go to the grocery store, they don't, when you come and bring the stuff on the counter, they don't say, hey, ma'am, you think you got $288? No, they tell you it's $288. Visa or MasterCard, please. You got to assume to close. You got to learn how to close. Because if you're not closing business, you're out of business. And number 4, you got to learn how to promote events. How many people promoted this webinar tonight? How many people got their team members on the call? How many people promote the weekly webinars? How many people promote the local event? If you learn how to promote events, if you become the Don King of FES, you will get the next level, right? When I started building this business, I started getting people plugged in. It made my life easier. I let the system train the people. These people became superstars. Alyssa Barnes, Erica Sanford, Bruce Rochester, all of these top guys, Bobby Kim, we got them to the training. You got to learn how to promote events. You got to learn how to invite, and you got to learn how to edify. When I'm getting people to the events, I'm always talking about the speaker. I'm always having my people sit in the front row. I'm always bringing them to meet the speakers at the end of the night, because that's going to close my people. You got to learn these fundamental skill sets to become successful in network marketing. This is a huge profession. This ain't just a hobby. This ain't something that you're just doing on the side. If you master these skill sets, your business will take off. You will excel. You got to master these fundamentals. And you got to understand where you're at in your business, right? See, if you're in the crawling stage, right, you got to identify where you're at. When you're in the crawling stage, you just probably trying to get your business off the ground. You reaching out to people, but ain't nobody joining your organization right now. But you on all the calls, you're trying to figure things out. That's the crawling stage, right? Then you get to the walking stage. Now you done got a few people to join your organization, but ain't nobody doing nothing. Nobody duplicate. Nobody, you got to force people to plug in. That's the walking stage. When you get to that running stage, that means you got people joining your organization, right? They on the calls before you get on the call, right? They putting you on three ways, right? You don't got to remind these people. They got their activity up. That's the running stage. You got to identify where you're at in this business when you're going out there building your organization. And the last thing I want to talk about is the NPOM. What is the NPOM? Stands for the newest possibility of momentum. If you feel like your organization ain't moving, if you feel like people ain't doing what they need to do, guess what? 2 words: new people. Go find new people. I tell people all the time, you got to stay in phase 1. If you're in the management mode, guess what? Your team going to be in the management mode. You got to lead by example. NPOMs. I'm always looking for NPOMs. Even at the position right now, I'm always looking for the best talent. I'm always communicating with people. I'm always building relationships. I'm always getting in front of people. I'm going to networking events. I'm looking for the newest possibility of momentum in my organization. I just found me another NPOM. This guy's going to be a superstar. He's going for vice president his very first month, right? You're going to learn about this guy's name, Gerardo Ibarra. He's an NPOM. I was looking for him, found him. Newest possibility of momentum. If your organization ain't moving, find new people. Stop complaining. Replace. Find new people. See, my organization, they seen that I was going to run with or without them, right? They were so scared, like, yo, if I don't get with the ball game, Alfred's going to leave me. You got to lead by example. You can't wait on people. You got to find people in your organization and develop leaders, because it's not just about you. It's about a team. You got to have duplication in your group. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Ashanti. Any questions? Anything that you want me to cover before I jump on this other webinar, Ashanti?
Listen, you got me all discombobulated. I couldn't even find a way to get back. Alfred, when I tell you that you and Coach tonight, like, just killed it. And the information that you guys gave, like, for me, I feel like a brand new agent, which is major, because I know we actually do have new agents on this call. And the information that you just gave tonight, I don't think that there's, because I know that you're busy. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you for jumping on. And if 60 seconds, if you could just give us just one nugget that would help the people who are kind of like at a stale place, right? And they just need to get in that momentum pocket. If you could just give us like that 60 seconds, I would really appreciate it. And I know they would too.
Absolutely, man. I tell people all the time, I put up a status, I think a couple days ago, that people overvalue results. Results are important. We get paid for results, and people undervalue the process. I'm a farmer. I'm always planting seeds. See, we got some people on here that's farmers, but they planting their seed and they just sitting there just watering it, just looking, just hoping this person join. I'm planting so many seeds all over. In this season, you got to plant seeds and move on. You got to plant seeds and move on. I don't have my time is valuable. I don't have time to sit here and wait for my Uncle John to get into business. I'm going to share it with him, shake his hand. I planted that seed. I'm gone. I'm going to share it with this person, shake their hand. I'm planting that seed. I'm gone. You got to go out there and plant multiple seeds, especially right now. Hanzo touched upon and said it's tax season. People getting that money. But if you haven't planted these seeds, these people are going to spend that money elsewhere. You got to focus on planting seeds and falling in love with the process. I became a student of the game. I fell in love with talking to people. I fell in love with understanding how to communicate and understand who I'm talking to. A lot of people don't even know that. You don't know if you're dealing with a shark. You don't know if you're dealing with a whale. You're just going out there just throwing up over the person, right? For me, when I talk to a person, I'm interviewing them. I'm not just trying to just get anybody to join my team. You sign 5 people up. Let's say you're trying to build a basketball team. You sign just 5 people up. None of them know how to shoot. Your team gonna fail. I need to figure out if this person is a right fit for my organization. Is they motivated? What's their goal? How much time they can put into the business? You got to evaluate who you talking to. I made the mistake early on. I was just signing up anybody when I first got started because I needed people to join my team. But as you mature, you got to interview people. Is this worth your time? Right? Is they going to be a person that could be a leader in your organization? Do they align with what you stand for? And you got to plant seeds. Don't focus on the result. Focus on the process. Because if you focus on the process, how your activity looks, I tell people you don't need more information. You just need to change your behaviors. If you change your behaviors and have that right process every single day, exposing the business, posting on social media, setting up one-on-ones, going to networking events, right? Developing and encouraging your team, getting your team trained. Over time, your team is going to develop and you're going to see the end result. See, a lot of people, they got microwave success. They see other people having success on the stage, people excelling in FBS, but you don't know this person in chapter 12. You're in chapter 2 right now. You got to fall in love with the process and become a farmer. Plant these seeds and move on. Plant these seeds and move on. It's going to take time for them to harvest, but you got to plant as many seeds as you possibly can to get to your next level. Don't wait on people. Just focus on the process because you can't graduate college as a freshman. You got to go from a freshman to a sophomore, from a sophomore to a junior, from a junior to a senior. Hanzo been in this industry for 10 plus years. That's why he's closing 100 plus customers a month. He's been in the industry. He understands people. It took him years to understand that. I've been doing this for 7 years. My first 3 years, I made less than $1,100, right? But we paid that price. We learned so much, and we was able to invest that into the FES opportunity, and things manifest because we planted the seeds, right? We paid the price. We invested in ourselves. We never missed events. Whether we made money or not, we was in the environment. We took notes. We was on the team calls. Nobody had to motivate us to be there. This is your business. What is your reason why? Why did you get started, right? You got to evaluate that. If your why isn't strong enough to make you cry, you're going to quit. You got to always come back to that reason why. I'm not going to lie. We're human. Everybody on this call, we flesh. So guess what? We have ups and downs. You have days where you feel like, man, I don't know if this is for me. I want to quit. I want to throw in the towel. That's when you got to reevaluate that reason why. Why am I doing this business? Is I'm doing it because this person told me no? See, when you make a decision, the opinions of others doesn't matter. I don't care if this person signed up with me or not because I know what my end goal is. I didn't do this business for him. I didn't do this business for her. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for my daughter. You got to figure out what's your reason why and develop and become the person you need to become to attract the people you need to attract to take your business to the next level. So with that, Ashanti, I appreciate you for having me on. I'm going to run real quick and jump on this opportunity webinar, but it's an honor. Whatever you need, sis, let me know, and I'll see you guys at the top. Hopefully you guys got value tonight.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you. I know you got to go. We definitely appreciate you for being on the call, dropping fire. Listen, guys, I hope you are ready for our next speaker. Okay, he is a 6-figure earner, and he actually is in Dallas, and he is doing some absolutely amazing things. For those of you that are trying to figure out how do you approach car dealerships, how do you approach people that are in the finance industry, in the car dealerships, how do you get more car salesmen to sign up? He's actually going to be sharing some amazing nuggets on how you do that. And the reason why he's able to do that, because he has been in the car industry for several years. He's actually going to tell you how many. I don't want to tell his age. I'm going to let Uncle Barry do that on his own. But he's about to share with you, how do you go after the car salesman? How do you lock down major car dealerships? How do you bring them value when you walk in? And he's going to share with you his testimony. Uncle Barry, are you there?
I am here, Shante. I am here. What's going on, guys? Man, I tell you, Shante, I got to give it back up to you and the amazing leaders who spoke earlier. Man, guys, y'all don't know what a privilege it is to have Mr. Hanzo on the line with us, Mr. Alfred Nixon, man, just dropping those major nuggets, man. I was taking pictures, I was writing notes, and so, man, I'm inspired, I'm motivated, I'm ready to rock and roll this thing. And Ashante, thank you so much for putting this together. I'm telling you, your vision is beyond what we need, because we're going to be able to get to everywhere that you're trying to take us and stuff. And so we definitely appreciate it. I thank everyone for being on the call. Hey, guys, my name is Barry Ward. As Ashante was saying, my background is in finance. My background is in automotive, 20-plus years. See, she didn't want to tell y'all 20-plus years because that would make me look really old. You know, I'm really about 25. But 20-plus years of automotive. And the reason why the automotive is really important to what you're doing, because you listen to Hanzo, you listen to these guys, and they're talking about social media, right? And social media is going to be that thing that's going to really get you some mass numbers. But there's some mass numbers in these dealerships. There's some major numbers. Guys, I got to the vice president position, and I was very, not very much on social media, didn't know it very well. I just actually learned how to do Instagram when Hanzo came down here for Dallas Super Saturday. So I got to be able to mix both of them in there. But let me help you a little bit here with how to get to automotive dealers. And one of the things about being able to get to automotive, guys, most people want to go in and talk to the GM. Most people think I need to go talk to the owner, I go talk to the GM, and then I can get in and they're going to let me get all the negative people who couldn't get approved. That's not how it happens. That's not how you walk through the door. There's several layers to a dealership. When you first walk in, you're going to walk in, you're going to talk to a salesman. The next layer is that floor manager. That floor manager then is going to go talk to a desk manager. That desk manager then goes talk to a general sales manager, right? And then at that point there, when everything is done, it goes into the finance office. So when you're walking into the door, your first point of contact is that salesman. That first point of contact is that salesman. And I would go in and I would just ask the question, who's the top salesman? Everybody going to say me, right? Or they're going to say, I say, well, how many cars are you selling a month? And they might say, why you want to know that? Because I want to know what kind of customer service you're going to be able to provide me. I want to know, do you know how to go in and get me the best deal? And of course, they're going to say, it's me. I say, hey, great. How many cars are you selling a month? They might tell me 20 cars a month. I say, oh, man, you are absolutely killing it. You're selling 20 cars a month. I say, well, what's your per copy? I'm nosy. I want to know. You know, they might tell me it's $500 per copy, so they're making $10,000 a month, right? So they're a player. They're a player out here in the automotive. But guys, you got to understand, salesmen are hustlers by nature. Because if they don't sell a car, they don't eat. They get this draw that comes in, but they got to pay it back on the 15th of the month. So they gotta go in and they gotta go make their money, right? So they gotta be able to maneuver people through their situation on how to get to the car. So one of the things about it is that when I learned as a salesman is that I gotta find out what it is that customer wants. If that customer comes into me and tells me they're looking for a red car, and the first thing I do is walk them over there to a white car, we got problems, right? And so it's the exact same thing when you go to them and you say, hey, man, I'm looking to try to get you to part of my business. Hey, I got this credit repair company, and man, I can get all your customers turned around. That don't mean anything to them because everybody tells them that. You got to let them see. You got to find out what it is that they do, and you got to be able to do that interview. Alfred referenced that interview earlier. So when you go into that dealer or to that salesman, all you're doing is interviewing. You know, I'm asking him how many cars he sells, what he does per copy. And then at that point there, I'm asking him now, if you did 20 cars there, I say, are you the top one? He said, no, man, I'm number 2. Right? I say, well, man, gosh, man, what's the number 1 guy doing? He's doing 30. He said, well, why come you couldn't do 30? He said, man, all this bad credit. That's the first thing they're going to come out of the mouth. Right? They're going to come out of the mouth with the bad credit. So now you go back in. Now here's where your value is going to be added to them. Like, man, if you're selling 20 cars a month and you said, how many you turned down? Man, I've turned down probably 20 or 30 deals because they had bad credit. Say, man, when you want a way to be able to sell those 20 people a car, man, I would love that. man, listen, I got a program, man, that can probably get those things done for you. But, man, you got to be willing to sit down and take a listen to it. Do you like the follow-up? I said, man, yeah, I love the follow-up. I said, man, you know follow-up is the key, right? So I'm talking to him in his lingo in terms of knowing that as a car salesman or anybody that's in sales that couldn't get the sale that day, the main thing they have to do is do a follow-up. So I'm talking to him in terms of follow-up. And so what I'm setting up is the point of this. If he understands follow-up, you know we have our referral program. I mean, our referral-based program where they can actually track all their customers. All right, so they can track their customers. They can know if they started with 10 items, they get down to 2 items. So I'm putting all this stuff together with him. I'm letting him know, hey, man, once these guys come in, you can see when their credit scores, when their credit start getting better, so you know to follow up. I say, so now you get a chance to be able to make that phone call, stay in front of them, track them, and then now you're going to be able to increase your sales. I say, but also, I use salesmen simply because of this. A real good salesman always have to have a closing tool, right? If it's not going to get this general manager or go and get the floor manager, but a closing tool, our credit repair is a closing tool. I signed up 4 people just this week already, just on a closing tool that the other salesmen were using, and so they send them to me. And that closing tool simply goes like this, and this is how you load the salesman lip. If you got a customer that comes in and they might be a 500 some credit score, and even if you got them in a car, they didn't want that car. So they walking and driving off in a car that they did not want. And so when they drive off in this car, now they're upset. But what he does is says, hey, listen, I got this guy who's going to be able to work on your credit. You're going to see results in 45 to 90 days. And in that 45 to 90 days, if everything turns around for you, you can come back in and trade that car in. And I'll be right here to help you trade that car in. So now what is that to the salesman? The salesman now has made the initial sale, and now he has an opportunity to make the second sale. So now you're giving him value of how he's going to be able to increase his sales and increase his income. So now he's more open to being able to send you people, right? Because he can track them, and now he can be able to go back and even improve them. Then what they also do is you talk to them about going into family, right? So if a family comes in, the next thing you know, you get a phone call for 5 or 6 people, because now the salesman has offered them an opportunity to be able to get the whole family credit back on track, because everybody come in and buy a car. Because the salesman mentality is to sell 2 to 3 cars to people who walk into the door. So if y'all ever walked away and y'all hear 1 or 2 cars, you know that's why, because they was trying to get you to buy 3 or 4 for the family. So offering our services will allow the salesman to be able to make that income when he's not making money, right? So that's some value there. Be able to get those customers, to close those customers if they didn't know, if they didn't really want that car, they could close them because you're gonna put them in the credit repair company. And so those things have been really good for us. We got 48 salesmen that's on our team, and those guys do an amazing job of really turning that around. The bigger picture of it is that once you get a chance to know some of these salesmen and they can start walking you through the dealership, the biggest prize of all of it, guys, is getting to the internet manager. The internet manager is the most important person in the dealership now. Based on the way everything is done, he has all of the leads. The internet manager has all of the leads, and then they come back out and they disseminate them out on the floor, right? And only the top salesmen get all of the top leads and stuff. And so if there's a way that you can get to your salesman who can then get to that internet manager for you, now you start talking about game-changing stuff. And so what exactly do I mean? When you start looking at a lot of promotions that happen from internet managers, everything is coming in off of the internet. They do special programs. There's these programs that they call for less than perfect credit. So they'll take people with 580 credit score and below. They'll take a 580 credit score and below, and they send them all of these things about come get a car, we can get you approved, we're not worrying about what your credit is, we can get anybody approved. Well, that list goes out, and people start coming in, they always have some type of prize associated with it. Well, that list is powerful, because you know everybody on that list, that means that they don't have good credit. And so if any kind of way you get to that internet manager and he gets that information out to you, he gets you that list, it's game over. It is game over. And there's a lot of them who will give you that list because they want you to get these customers qualified for them. So that's a real big deal in terms of being able to get to the list. So the internet managers have the list. And now I know a lot of you like to walk in and try to talk to the finance manager. And honestly, it is a major conflict for a finance manager to do the business. It is a major conflict because he has all of their confidential information. A salesman takes the information down and he takes it to the desk, right? A finance manager is the one who goes out and he gets the loans approved. And so now if he's back there and he has all of the information, it really is a conflict in terms of him being able to offer the credit repair. As a finance manager, I was doing the business because I told everyone in there, there's a person that I know that can help you with your credit. So I had them send it out to, I sent everybody out to my wife. I said, I know somebody that can help you with your credit. So when you're approaching a finance manager, you can't talk about it as if he's going to be the one who's signing them up. So that's one of the mistakes I made a lot. You talk to the finance manager as if he can sign them up. He cannot directly sign them up. It is a major conflict of all kinds of laws that you have to sign off on and stuff. And so you're going to get a lot of pushback. And so what you do is when you go in and talk to a finance manager, you try to find out his surroundings or those people he's close to or those people that he can possibly send them out to, right? I have a couple of finance managers on my team, and what I do is I have them send them to me, right? They'll send them out to me, and I'll sign them up directly underneath his site for him, right? He's already got them closed. He's already done everything with them. He just can't sign them up. Right? He has to say, well, my friend does this. And basically, when your finance manager tells you to do something, just like your tax preparer, a lot of times you'll go ahead and do it because you trust them, because these guys got all your information anyway. So utilize your finance managers, but you have to make sure that you're not trying to get them to sign people up directly, because that's a real big no-no in the industry itself. But when you out here with the owners of a dealership is their bottom line, right? And a lot of people have made mistakes by going to the owner, and that shut down everything. Then you can't go to anybody else, right? Because owners are looking at, if you told somebody you had credit repair, owners look at it as if you're saying, hey, don't buy a car today. Everybody who walks into the dealership, they want them to buy a car today. So you can't, like, you're positioning something to them for them not to come back, right? And so for the dealer is always, he's like, oh my God, no, no, no. Although he wants qualified people, but he wants them to buy a car right now. And so that's why come the close with a salesman, being able to use that close to get them to buy that car right now, you get their credit right. When he starts seeing these people come back in 3 months or so to buy another car or to trade that car in, they're pretty happy, right? And so at that point there, now you start getting the buy-in, then you start getting to the internet manager, now you start getting to the entire dealership. But that's how you have to work it backwards. And backwards is working it with the salesman and not with the owner. Unless you got a great relationship with the owner or the GM or something like that. But everybody's bought a car. And so when you're going in, you got to be prospecting. I mean, I go out to dealerships now because I like to do things. We build a business belly to belly. And so I like to go out to dealerships and I'm always saying, hey, I'm just looking for a car. You know, and the salesman is always going to follow you. So as they following me, I'm telling them different information. I'm talking about different things. I'm acting like I'm on the telephone, talking to somebody like who just got their credit repair done, who's excited and all this kind of stuff is. So I'm engaging them into my conversation, but I'm also opening them up to the opportunity to be able to start using our services. And once you get one or two dealers, one or two salesmen, it goes throughout the floor, guys. That guy, because he's a hustler, remember? The first thing he's going to do, he's going to start getting all the other salesmen, people who were turned down. He's going to have to go get all of them. That's just how the industry works and stuff. And so a lot of times, man, if you get one or two really good ones, they'll go through and get the rest of them for you. But definitely set them up a good referral program if they don't want to sign up directly. But guys, right now we talk about this is tax time for credit repair. Y'all got to understand, it's tax time right now for people buying cars. People going out putting $3,000 and $4,000 down And so they peel back some of that money to be able to get their credit repaired and tell them, hey, now you can turn back around and get this thing here refinanced or trade this car in 3 months after you go through this credit repair program. It's a lot of benefits to partnering up with the automotive dealer. So Ashante, that's really all I had. If anybody had any questions or anything like that, Ashante, you have any questions about it, definitely ask me. I was looking at the chat here. Looking at some of the chat stuff here, just trying to see if I can answer any questions for anyone.
I think the only question that was out, one that was just recent was, what if you are the internet guy that's distributing all the leads and the sales guys, would that be a conflict as well?
It won't be a conflict in terms of what you're doing, because if you're looking at it in terms of a program, a lot of places have set them up, Ashante, as a program. So when those people are coming in or they're sending that message out and say, hey, I know you just recently went out and got a car, but you were not approved for it or something went wrong with it. Hey, if you would like to be able to get some credit repair help, here's some options, right? And that option will go right back into that person who sent it out to them. And yeah, so that's actually really pretty cool, because if you're an internet manager out there, so for your family and friends or internet managers, that's a gold mine. But you're providing a service to that customer, but you got to just look at some of your laws in terms of how you can distribute those out.
Awesome. Well, definitely want to give it back over to you, Uncle Barry, out there doing some amazing things in Dallas. The knowledge you just dropped about helping us to understand how to go after car salesmen. And what Uncle Barry did not share is when he was in the car industry, there was a young gentleman who was with our company and coming in there, and he was talking to Uncle Barry. He was getting like 60 clients a month, okay, from Uncle Barry, and he never extended the invitation for him to be an agent, which is hilarious, because you know that that agent with us made a lot of money, but it upset Uncle Barry because he could have been making all of that money plus some. So guys, be very careful when you are approaching people. Offer them the opportunity to not just be a referral source, but also to make some additional money. So I hope y'all are ready. Our next speaker, she is one of the top producers, two-time cruise winner, six-figure earner. She hails out of Tennessee, and she is doing some absolutely amazing things. Miss Vice President Erica Sanford, did you make it to the line tonight? Are you there? There you go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, we can hear you.
How y'all doing? I know y'all can't see me, like I'm sitting in the car, so I'm kind of I'm sacrificing some time real quick to be able to be here. Ashante, I really appreciate you inviting me on. Oh, I always love to see you, and I mean your amazing leadership and what you've been doing out there in the Texas market. I always love plugging people into you. You always so helpful and willing to share and you know, add to other people. And that's why I love you so. So thank you so much, Ashante, for inviting me on. I mean, I really don't even know what to say. I mean, these powerhouses that just came before me, I mean, Senior Regional Vice President, my mentor, my brother, my friend, Mr. Alfred Nixon, Vice President, legend on the line tonight, and Uncle Barry. I'm so honored to be able to share this space and it's time with you guys, man. Like I said, I'm kind of like at a loss for words. I was inside of a restaurant. I'm actually celebrating somebody's birthday, and I was like, let me step outside for a minute because I need to keep hearing this. I'm in there trying to take notes in my phone and all of that, but I'm just so excited for this volume. And I mean, everything that's already been shared is pretty much what you guys need to do. And, you know, like I said, I really don't know what else to say. But what I can tell you guys is that, you know, going from being an employee to being an entrepreneur, I think that I'll probably touch a little bit on that because I'm sure I got a lot of people on here that work, you know, day-to-day jobs. And I mean, I used to be a serial employee. And 3 years ago, well, it's been almost 3 years. When I started FPS, of course, I was an entrepreneur then. But beforehand, I worked about maybe 22 jobs in one calendar year. And I actually quit all of them. And, you know, I really figured out at that point in my life that I knew that I was not meant to work for somebody else. And I know it's a lot of you guys on the line tonight that feel like that. You're like, hey, I invest in this opportunity. I want to do it. I love it. It makes sense. But I don't want to clock in for somebody anymore. What do I need to do? Like, how do I need to get that done? And I'm just going to be, you know, quite frank with you guys. You got to go in beast mode to get that done. You really got to be in enough despair that it starts to show in your actions and productions. And that's your day-to-day activity, what you do to express the fact that you don't want to do what you're doing currently. And so that's what I find about a lot of people, their whole thing about change and, you know, doing things a different way. I know you guys have heard a lot about social media tonight, getting out and talking to people. And I know a lot of people may feel like, you know, that's not really my avenue. I'm not good at that. You know, I'm scared of social media, or I'm not good on social media, or what have you. But in order to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone. Someone is unmuted. If you could you mute the line for me, please? But being an entrepreneur is much different from being an employee, because as an employee, basically, you're just getting pacified with the check every week. And what I find about employees to entrepreneurs that's much different is is that a lot of people that work jobs don't want to admit that they really don't like their job, and that they cool with the check that they get every single week because they really don't want to have to put in the work that it takes to be an entrepreneur. So my question to you guys tonight is, are you ready to put in the work that it takes to be an entrepreneur? Are you literally ready to do are you willing to give up every distraction in your life to make entrepreneurship the head of your plate? Are you really ready to stop clocking in from somebody else and controlling your own life and controlling your own paycheck and controlling the way your family eats without somebody else dictating that? Guess what you're going to have to do? You got to get off the couch and you got to get out of your comfort zone, guys. And it's going to be something that's not going to be easy, but I'm challenging you tonight. I'm challenging you to do something every single day in your business that scares you, that puts you more on the entrepreneurial side than it leaves you as an employee. I want you guys to listen to this and make sense of it, right? So when you go to work every single day, how about we all know that we can do a little bit, just a little bit, to escape under the rug, you know, to not get fired, to continue to get your paycheck that you get every Friday. We all know that when we go to work because we really don't want to be there as an employee, that we really don't give our 100% best. Because at the end of the day, we know that, oh, on Friday, I'm going to get this check. I really don't like it, but it's comfortable. You know, it kind of pays my bills. You know, it really doesn't pay my bills, but it's okay. It's my comfort zone, and I know I can get a check, so I'll just continue to do that. I know I can surf Facebook and Instagram all day. I can barely work, and I can still get my dollar amount that's owed to me on Friday. So the difference between an entrepreneur is that an entrepreneur will sit at a desk as an employee saying, wow, I've been sitting here for 8 hours, and let's say I make $10 an hour, so that's only $80. And if I were to only just to put in more work for myself, I probably could have made this $80 in way less amount of time. But do I really want to put in the work that it's going to take me in order to be able to do that? Now, check this out. The people that you work for every single day know that they only need 1% of your efforts in order to be millionaires, multi-millionaires for the companies that employ you. So what if you could be the person that created the corporation and be able to pay other people and put yourself in a position to live your best life, the life that you really want to live, the life not wanting to clock in for somebody, not being a slave to an alarm clock, if you just decided to put in more work. See, at work, they know you suck. I want to challenge you tonight to stop sucking and stop accepting the fact that you're comfortable and get out of your comfort zone. This business is going to shift you and pull you in so many different ways that it's going to turn you into a person that you never thought you could be if you let it. And that's a full-blown entrepreneur. That's if you're willing to put in the work now. And the work is what everybody else just said before me. Getting off the couch, doing those action items like Alfred was saying. You got to get out. You got to talk to people. You got to expose the business. You got to do more work for yourself than you do for the people that employ you, for the check that you get every Friday. Because think about this. If you work a job, I want you to understand that the check you make on Friday, you can make that in an hour in this business, depending on your action items that you perform on a day-to-day basis. My action items is normally I'm up in between 4 and 6 a.m. I've made my first post in between 5 and 7 a.m. I've answered 20 to 50 people before 9 a.m. and I'm closing at least a minimum of 2 to 3 of them after 5 p.m. when people get off work or before. It just depends on, are you willing to get up a little bit earlier? Are you willing to make the kids go to bed a little bit earlier so you can stay up a little bit later to work on your dreams so that you don't have to go and clock in for somebody? I want you all to understand that this business is a very phenomenal business. The only business in network marketing that pays 66% of whatever you do. No job pays you that. And no other network marketing industry or compensation plan is going to pay you that. FES is paying people. They just may not be paying you yet. And according to the action items that you decide to go out and do every single day that you just heard before me, is going to determine whether or not you get paid. Now, the faster you work, the faster you get paid. Success loves speed. Success does not move slow. If you want to be able to live life on your own terms, movers and shakers are fast people. They are runners, like Alfred just said. They are people who get the job done. That's the type of person that you have to be in order to change your mindset from being an employee to an entrepreneur. If you don't like your job, if you don't like the way you get paid, I suggest you go and print out your compensation plan in your back office. And I want you to print that out, and I want that to be your Bible, and I want you to study it. Because once you actually know how you get paid and you understand how you get paid, you will stop depending on your job so much. And I want to leave you out with this. Your job, if you are an employee, is crippling you. Because you have a job to always run to, and that check of comfortability is going to come on Friday, it always leaves that one little thought in the back of your mind that you could quit your business because it gets hard, because it gets rocky, because nobody's signing up, because everybody's saying next Friday, because everybody's saying I got to wait on my taxes, because everybody doesn't have the money, everybody's doing their own thing. Yes, we get upset, and yes, we feel like we want to quit, but at the end of the day, do you want to really quit on your dreams? Do you really have a goal? Like Alfred just said, do you really have a target on your GPS that you're trying to hit that FES can help you do? I just want to talk a little entrepreneurial spirit, and a lot of you guys as employees that's just holding on to your job because you're comfortable. Man, this business can change y'all's life. I mean, like I said, I used to be a serial entrepreneur, got out of that, started being a full-fledged entrepreneur in my own business, over 20 years in the beauty industry, 11 years, $1 million earner, documented. And I just decided that I knew that if other people were making millions of dollars in a shorter amount of time, that it was something that I had to be doing wrong, and that there was a better way. So what I'm telling you all tonight is that there is a better way. And I challenge you to get in the vehicle that can drive you to wherever you want to be in your life. Y'all listen, I remember saying to myself in 2010, when my sister who introduced me to this business got married in Montego Bay, Jamaica, I fell in love with that island, the people, the food, the music, the vibes, everything about that island. And I said from 2010, I said, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how, but I'm going to own property here. I want to live here. I love how it feels to be here. And guess what? Last year in April, thanks to FES and this opportunity and the work that my team and I have been able to put in, I purchased my first real estate property internationally in Montego Bay, Jamaica, where I said I wanted to be in 2010. Understand that where you want to be, you got to see yourself there already. And you got to challenge yourself to go over the hills, the mountains, the rocky roads, the valleys. That you got to challenge yourself to get through all of that, because you know that the prize is much bigger and better at the end of you fighting a battle. So I want you all to know that whatever you want out of this business, you can have it, but you're gonna have to put in the work. No, it's not gonna be easy, but it can be simple if you listen, if you learn, if you copy the right cat, if you're willing to get off the couch, if you're willing to talk to some people, if your despairs is outweighing your fear, you got to get the work. You cannot you cannot let other people in your life deter you from being an entrepreneur if that's what you really want to be. Friends, family, people who are going to be unsupportive. In 2019, we letting those type of people go so that we can connect with the people that we need that's going to get in the vehicle with us and go to where we're going. So at the end of the day, if you want to leave your job, guess what? You can. Can this opportunity help you get there? Yeah, if you work your butt off. You're going to have to work your butt off, just like Ashanti did, just like Hanso did, just like Senior Regional Vice President Alfred Nixon did. I say every single day, if Alfred can do it at 26 years old, coming from where he came from and learn all of this knowledge to be able to share with other people, why can't you do the same thing? Because understand, I tell my team this every single day, is the value that you add to someone else's life is what's going to in turn end up in your bank account. Now, every day that you go to work, question yourself, who are you helping? Are you really helping you and your family, or are you helping someone else in their family? Are you helping somebody else to fund their goals and dreams while you put yours on the back burner because you're comfortable? Understand that today comfortability must change. Understand that beast mode must kick in. Your despair has to come out in your actions and your productivity. And if you can practice that starting tonight, if you practice having some restless days where you wake up in the morning because you done inbox so many people, you done text so many people, you done invited so many people to the webinars, you done got your upline leader on so many three-way calls that you just exhausted, that's when you really know that you in beast mode and you really chasing after your dreams, because your dreams are going to be there. They're waiting on you to get up and put in the work so that you can get to them. It's a lot of y'all that's letting stuff cripple you in your life, and you cannot get to your dreams because you letting those things hold you back. Like I said, y'all, I was in here enjoying a birthday dinner, but I wanted to share that with you guys because, like I said, I didn't know what I was going to say, but God put it on my heart to let you all know that if it's in you and you paid your $288, you got called to do this for a reason. You got called to help a lot of people. And when you get done helping those lot of people, you're not going to be mad about what your bank account is going to look like. Y'all stick and stay, never give up. And understand that your dreams are right in front of you. You just got to reach out and touch them. Ashanti, thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate it. All the leaders that went before me, y'all are killing it. I love y'all. I'm looking at y'all. I'm watching y'all every single day. My team is loving it. And I love you guys. And y'all have a good rest of the night. I'll see you all at the top soon.
Woo! Big ups to Vice President Erica Sanford. Guys, listen. One of the things that she said at the very end is that this opportunity is a divine opportunity. When you identify your purpose, you will stop allowing your friends, your family, your enemies manipulate you out of an opportunity to make unlimited income. For most of you that don't know my story, 10 years I was in business development in healthcare. I was already making over 6 figures a year. Single mom, 3 boys, going through a divorce. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you're going to meet somebody who's in a position to where they don't know what to do next. There is no plan B. They don't have anybody giving them child support. And you're going to be able to offer them an opportunity of unlimited income. In less than 90 days, guys, in less than 90 days, I promoted to vice president with this company, breaking a record. By month 5, my boss fired me, okay? I had no clue that he was going to fire me. I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have a secondary plan. So in my mind, I'm thinking, now what am I supposed to do without the educational background, without the skill set? But in less than 90 days, I had already replaced my income working part-time with FES. So when they fired me, it was a Friday I will never, ever, ever forget. It was a Friday when my boss sat me down and he looked at me and he had tears in his eyes because he knew I was the best business development specialist that the corporation had ever hired. And when he let me go that day, Mike Toloff, the founder of this company, he picked up the phone and he called me. He had no idea what I was going through in that office. He had no idea what had just happened on that Friday afternoon. And he said, Ashanti, you were doing some absolutely amazing things in Houston, Texas. I want you to go pick up your brand new Audi. Now, in my mind, guys, I'm thinking to myself, every year, I've been with this company for a whole decade. Okay, a 3% annual raise, an umbrella, a blanket as a thank you. But for the founder of FES to call me and say that we're giving you a brand new Audi, I'm like, you're giving me a whole car? Like, who does that? Who does that? So when Erica says that this is a divine opportunity, it's no lie. I know for a fact that only God could have hired me the same day that I got fired from my career opportunity. So if you're trying to figure out, is this opportunity going to get you to where you need to be? Is it going to take you to that next level? You've heard from the vice presidents and above, Coach Legend, Alfred Nixon, Uncle Barry, and Erica. You've already heard from them and what the opportunity did from them. And so what a lot of them didn't share was what they had to sacrifice. So on my journey to vice president, I didn't have any furniture. I barely had any food in the refrigerator. There were so many things that were going on behind the scenes. See, most people focus on what they see. They focus on the success. They focus on the glory. They focus on you being on the stage and getting the awards, but they're blinded by the sacrifice of what it took to actually get there. You're not going to have good days every day. You're not going to be able to accomplish getting to that title every week. That although you would love to do it, but it is never an excuse for you to give up. Anytime you fail, okay? Anytime you fail, which means forward advancements in life. Even if you're moving slow, you're still moving. And what you have to understand that when you stop allowing people to manipulate you out of an opportunity to change your life, to change your family's life, to change your kids' life. Somebody put your Zoom on mute, please. Please, put it on mute. Guys, we have to learn a level of professionalism when we're jumping on these calls because people are on here and they're hungry and they want to get to the next level. Thank you. So you have to stop allowing people to manipulate you out of an opportunity. Who doesn't need their credit fixed? Okay? Who doesn't need their score increase? Who doesn't need to get out of debt? Who doesn't need another income? When you're talking to people, they'll tell you, well, I'm getting ready to get a part-time job. 2 jobs is for 2 people. That's why this is an opportunity. You heard Alfred Nixon say it, Senior Regional Vice President Alfred Nixon say it. Anytime you can make money in your sleep, you don't have to work until you die. I have not had to have a real job or clocked in anywhere for over 3 years. So I'm telling you, it works. And I'm saying to you, without a college degree, without a certification, without a specific background, I am a regional vice president with this company. So guys, I want to encourage you, okay? I want to tell you that whatever your goal is during this entire 5-week month, focus on your journey. Don't focus on the noise. Don't focus on what everybody else is doing, because you'll look at everybody else and you'll say, well, why am I not moving at that pace? And that's just a distraction from the enemy that will cause you to be discouraged. Focus on your own journey. Focus on your own destiny. And I promise, if you starve your distractions and you feed your focus, success is inevitable. The harvest is inevitable. You will get to where you need to be if you help enough people get to where they need to be. Guys, I love you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Make sure that this 5-week month, you beast mode it out. See you guys at the top. Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.